Alright, one of my favorite things working in Bettr would probably be the endless supply of coffee. I've never been able to say that I don't have enough coffee while I'm working here, while I'm at work. The one thing that kind of blew my mind when in my professional coffee career would probably be coffee is actually a science and also an art. I mean, I guess we all hear that a lot, but being in an academy, you actually see that happening, right? Because we go so deep into the knowledge, we go so deep into the craft. We see people talking about the chemistries. We see people drawing crazy art on your lattes and stuff. So I guess it's a harmony of both, right? So I think here in the academy, especially, you will see both the science and the art coming together and being married together. Okay. I guess one of the coffee hacks that I can share will probably be to work with a recipe. A recipe is really important when we are making coffee, right? How do we be consistent in our coffee making? How we consistently get it good or bad, for that matter. It's like cooking, right? Because when we are cooking, we work with a recipe. Unless you're a really good cook that you throw in stuff and hope, pray that it will taste well. But all of us probably work with a recipe. I guess one of the we could ask the barista or wherever you buy your coffee from for a recommended recipe. From there, you just work your way up or down, and in terms of like the dosage, the grind size and stuff like that, to your preference. Because in coffee, there's no good best cup of coffee or the worst cup of coffee. It's really what you prefer. It's very subjective. It's all about preference, right? I like my coffee slightly acidic with a lot of flavors. Some people like it really strong and bold. It's just preference. I think in this, as we are celebrating our 10th year anniversary, what I would love to see is to, in this year, to continue to impact a lot of lives through coffee. One of the life-changing or great life experiences that I have here when I am in Bettr, it's to be sent into prisons for training and to see how this skill actually help the inmates in future, or could help the inmates in future. It's really enriching. Yeah. So in this year, we hope to really reach out to more inmates, to more people, even to secondary schools, the kids, start them young, change their mindset, to be more resilient and don't give up, and keep going, keep trying, things like this. And using coffee as a vehicle, as a tool, as a medium to reach out to them. Yeah. So hopefully we can do that more this year. All right, so here we're going to do a brew using Aeropress. It's one of my favorite device to use, or brew device to use whenever I'm traveling, especially because as you can see later on, it's really portable, it's really easy to use, it's really small, it doesn't take out a lot of space. Yeah, so let's get on it. So let me just start boiling my water. So today I'm using coffee from Myanmar, right? So it's from Asia. So we got a filter paper over here. All we need to do is just lock it into the filter cap right below. Lock it up. So basically this device, the Aeropress, works in a way of pressurized infusion, right? And a little bit of steeping as well. So it's like steeping your tea. So later on, you will see that I'll be steeping it for a little while before we use pressure to extract your coffee. So how we use pressure, basically, it's like a plunger, right? So you just basically plunge and force the coffee out. All right, so let's get our first step up. So we're just waiting for the water to boil. Yeah, so let's talk about Myanmar, right? The coffee today. What we're using today is Myanmar. I guess it's the last few batches we have for now because of what's happening in the country. Hopefully things will be better and we can continue to get really good coffee from them. I really like Myanmar coffee because for this brew because it actually gives it a bit more boldness to it, more structure, and it's a bit stronger as well, which I like, the earthiness, the nuttiness as well. This is one of the devices that when I bring to travel, when I do my road trips and stuff like that, most of the time we are always on the go. We don't really have a lot of space to carry too many things, right? So why I like this is because you actually see like the cup sizes here, numbers here. So you don't really need to weigh a lot of things as you are using this brew, because you can actually pre-weigh your beans at home before you fly, all right? And then you just have to have a grinder, hand grinder that will work, and find a way to boil water, right? So it's very simple, it's very easy to use, easy to clean as well later when you can see that when we clean it up, all right? So it's basically very fast free, right? So water is boiled, let's get our filter paper, let's rinse it up. So basically what we're doing now is just preheating the device and flushing out the paper taste from the paper filter paper, right? Because you don't want that papery taste to be in your coffee. That would be nasty. So here what we got is basically a funnel, right? To just hold your coffee and make sure that it just doesn't fly all around. So I'm using 20 grams of coffee. 20 grams, right? Give it a shake, just settle it. Right, so basically we're going to pour in about 2 times the amount of grinds, pour in the amount of water to 2 times the amount of grinds, so about 40 grams of water, just to pre-wet the grinds. All right, we're going to wait for about half a minute. Once we get to the half-minute mark, all we need to do is just raise and pour water all the way to the 4-cup mark, all right, and put on the plunger. Once we do that, we will wait for about 1.5 minutes before we fully plunge it out and get the coffee out. All right, here we go. All right, so here we're going to bring it down, put on plunger. This is also the time that a lot of aromatics is out to release. It's really nice aroma while we are waiting for the 1.5 minute mark. So as you can see, it's just a few things that you need to bring overseas on the go. Right, so here we go. Just hold on to it and apply pressure downwards. Oh yes. So why did I use it metal like a milk pitcher? It's because sometimes when we use the glass, the flask, and when we are applying pressure, there was once someone actually broke the glass. So yeah, so I guess the wiser thing now is to use something more hardy, right? So clearing up, it's very easy. Just open the cap. There you go, your coffee cake. Right, so you can eat this or you can throw it away, right, and then just give it a rinse. And you are ready to brew your second brew. Okay, there you go. All right. And that's your coffee.